Ladies and gentlemen, digital investors, welcome back to another video. The markets are booming right now. I feel much better than I have the past couple days, so that's good news for you guys. I have a ton of excess energy now built up into me, and I wanted to start today off with taking a look at Ripple stuff, some Stellar stuff, because they're making some pretty big advancements. We've also had Brad Garlinghouse just drop absolute loads of information on us right here with he says central banks review the XRP ledger for issuing stablecoins. But he also touches on the Ripple IPO, why they aren't growing as fast this year as they'd like to, and he touches on a lot of very important things. So we're going to go over that. We're going to go over some other pieces of news, as we know the XRP fork flare is coming. We'll also go over Stellar's being used with the altcoin stuff. They're building on the Stellar ledger. Then we'll take a look at the XRP Rich List, go over some stuff on here, because as I said, guys, the market is going up, and as this market goes up, we're going to start leaving the launch pad, so to speak, for prices, right? Obviously, Ripple's XRP is not going to be at 25 cents forever. Stellar is not going to be at 10 cents forever. Even you have coins like Cardano, like Polkadot, like Ethereum. All of these coins are not going to be at low prices forever. And in not a lot of cases, but already we're seeing a lot of these coins are shooting up, right? Like Ethereum, like a couple of other altcoins that have really gained a lot of traction. We'll go into this more a little later on in the video, seeing what coin is going to be the best pick for maximum ROI. I'll show you guys a couple of reasons of why XRP still has great chances of possibly one of the largest ROIs that you can make in the crypto space for a large cap. But let's start off with this. So the first thing I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to play for you guys a clip from the podcast where Brad Garlinghouse said this in, and then we'll come back here and we'll read this because this goes into it a lot deeper.
I mean, certainly we do know of central banks looking at the XRP ledger as open source technology to issue stablecoins using the XRP ledger. And that may happen. And frankly, it's open source technology. We don't even necessarily have to be involved with that. Now, as experts in using the XRP ledger, some of them talk to us and we try to be helpful. And we think that can be good for the overall dynamics in the XRP community.
All right, guys, so pretty bullish stuff, right? Is central banks are definitely reviewing the XRP ledger. So let's get into a couple of the other things that they got into. So we aren't going to grow as fast this year as we thought. However, we're still getting 2 production financial contracts a week, the Ripple CEO said. So 2 contracts a week is still pretty good, guys. And keep in mind, there's a lot of projects right now that aren't making any progress, yet their value is going up. Whereas at least Ripple is making progress despite XRP not going up right now, because we know like these cryptocurrencies, they can fly at any time. We know there's price suppression going on. So we're looking at the fundamentals. So according to Garlinghouse, there is no level playing field for all cryptocurrencies in this regulatory climate. He says Bitcoin was the only one with the hall pass. Due to this, cryptocurrencies like XRP, which have to live without clarity, performed worse, according to Garlinghouse. He says, are they going to choose a platform where there is regulatory clarity like Bitcoin, or something that has uncertainty like XRP? So it has been a huge challenge. The regulatory clarity allowed investment to flow in Bitcoin, but here in the US, when you talk about JPM or Goldman Sachs is doing, they start with Bitcoin, or even Square as an example. Square has said they support Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Well, do I think this is where they will be in 1 year, 2 or 3 years? I'm doubtful on that. I think the regulatory uncertainty has allowed people to focus on Bitcoin at the expense of some of the other technology platforms. If there is a lot of regulatory clarity on a crypto, right? You take a Bitcoin and XRP out of it. Let's just say random cryptocurrencies, right? One has a lot of regulatory clarity and one has no regulatory clarity. Which one are you going to build on? Which one are you going to adopt? If say you're PayPal and you want to allow people to buy cryptocurrency so you can make money on fees. Well, are you going to list the coins that have really good, solid, strong regulatory certainty? It's predictable, what's going to happen, the rules around it? Or are you going to start selling some type of cryptocurrency that has not many rules? It's kind of unclear. There is no clear picture, there is no clear regulatory clarity revolving around it. And the simple answer is that as a business, you want to assume as little risk as possible and make as much money as possible. So you're just going to list the cryptocurrencies that have the regulatory clarity. So he goes on to say, would there have been more customers if there was regulatory clarity. And this is a 100% for sure. Even this week, I've been on a call with the CEO of a pretty major player, and there's zero doubt that absent regulatory clarity, people are like, well, let's wait and see, right? So people are sitting on their hands. They want to wait and see because they don't want to end up in a position where they have invested a whole lot of money to support the tech and then do something different. Now they go on to the IPO. So asked about the IPO predicted earlier this year, Garlinghouse said that the pandemic has played a significant role in ensuring that no blockchain or crypto company, including Ripple, has gone public in 2020. However, the goal of an IPO still stands, and Garlinghouse stressed that what I said then was like Ripple doesn't want to be the first, and I think Ripple doesn't want to be the last. I said something like that, and that's generally how I feel now. We have continued to grow the business, so I feel good how we continue to build the business, and there are very strong network effects, and I feel great on the position we are in. At the end of the interview, Ripple CEO also revealed that central banks have shown interest in using the XRP ledger to issue stablecoins, and that is the clip that you guys heard from the beginning of the video a little bit earlier. I played you guys that clip of Brad Garlinghouse actually basically saying this right here. So very, very cool, guys. Now also, we know that we have the XRP fork flare coming up. So the fork flare could gain support from one of the biggest crypto exchanges, that's Bitstamp. And if it is successful, that could be very positive for XRP as well, since, I mean, this is basically a fork. So what Bitstamp says is to address questions about Bitstamp's course of action regarding the Flare Network Spark airdrop, we would like to let our customers know that we are in the process of assessing support for the upcoming fork. So Bitstamp might be one to go ahead and support it. Let me know if you guys are prepared to participate in the Flare snapshot. Are you guys going to try to redeem this free Flare or Spark token? Let me know in the comments below what you guys are thinking. And with that said, let's look into some of this Stellar stuff. So I have Stellar Lumen XLM A coin ready for mass adoption in Mega Project. So as Crypto News Flash reported in April, the crypto savvy rapper Akon has launched a project that has recently made great progress. In Well Medical and Technology City, MMTC in Kenya, there is a hospital with 5,000 beds and accommodating 35,000 people. To ensure that all patients have access to financial services, the A coin was created. The A coin is based on the Stellar Lumen blockchain. The MMTC, the companies will also be connected to the new network so that they can pay with A coin in the supermarket as well as at the gas station. So basically, guys, this coin is the currency of MMTC. So you're going to be able to use it for everything. So in a new update, Akon announced that a first test run will be carried out where selected residents of MMTC and companies will be able to pay for goods and services with the A coin. In addition, salary will also be paid in the form of the AKN token. That's pretty huge, guys. All transactions can be executed in near real time and can be used for immediate currency conversion through atomic swaps. In addition, there will be A coin credit and debit cards. By the end of next year, more than 20,000 workers should be connected to the network, and all retail stores should be able to accept the A coin. Airports, gas stations, as well as institutions of the public life are to use the new cryptocurrency. According to A-Coin co-founders, more than 30,000 transactions are expected to be processed via the network by the end of November. They say we're ready for this. We've been working week in and week out with the A-Coin team. We're expecting an initial 30,000 transactions next month. And they go on to say that the number of transactions per month is expected to rise to 1.5 million. They say we want to scale up to 1.5 million transactions per month. We expect the city to complete fully by the end of this year. We're working on utility and bill payments. It will be an explosive cryptocurrency city. Akon, as well as its supporters, want to improve development and access to financial services in Africa. The decision to choose Stellar XLM was easy because the blockchain is equipped with smart contracts and is much more scalable than the competition. So that's interesting, guys. So keep in mind that this A coin is built on the Stellar blockchain, right? And one of the things that I thought was very interesting is they say it's much more scalable than the competition. So who is the competition that Stellar is much more scalable than? That is one of the things that I'd like to know. You know, what other blockchains were they using? Was Akon for Acoin using when they thought, or when they realized, hey, we're going to use Stellar because it's the best scalable, it's the best one. I want to know what other ones were they using that they decided to run on Stellar, and then we could see, you know, who are the true winners in the space. What are the dominant projects? I think Stellar is looking to be a pretty dominant project in this upcoming bull run. And not only XLM and Stellar, right, but we also, what did we just go over? We just went over Brad Garlinghouse talking about central banks reviewing the XRP ledger for issuing stablecoins. So what do we know, guys? We know that stablecoins, other cryptocurrencies, a coin is issued on the Stellar blockchain, and we know that central banks are looking to issue them on the XRP ledger. So as an investor, when it comes down to, well, what coin should we buy? What altcoins are out there, right? Today we're talking about XRP and XLM. I know a lot of people, they're fed up with the price, right? If we look at XRP and we take a look at the price, this looks like pretty much a dead project if you just looked at it, right? It looks like a total S coin because of how much we have retraced. In fact, if we really, if we see how much we've retraced about, the total that we got was about 96%, which is more than a lot of cryptocurrencies, right? Even Ethereum, it's more than Ethereum. If we take a look here at Ether, Ether from its top to bottom, it didn't retrace. It retraced in the 90s, but it wasn't even as bad as XRP, right? This retraced about 93. So XRP getting another 3%. And those percentage points really add up, especially with the price action, right? XRP, what bounces have we had? What rallies have we had? Basically nothing. It's basically just been a constant bleed with, at least with Ethereum, right? We hit our bottom, we made a leg up, we hit another bottom leg up, March crash, another leg up, but XRP has just been completely boring. However, because of how boring the XRP price has been, and because we haven't gotten bounces, this leaves us in a weird opportunity, right? So if you were to buy Ethereum right now, you would make a gain from bottom to top if you bought right now of 206%, right? So Ethereum goes back up to about $1,400 and you bought Ethereum right now at 460, you made 200%. That's an amazing gain, right? You're not going to find that in traditional markets. It's going to be very, very hard to find. However, what if we did the same thing with XRP, right? What if you bought XRP today? So if you bought XRP today at about, let's see, 28 cents and went back up to all-time high, which is about, $3 or so, that's 1,000%. That is 1,000%. So Ethereum's 200%, that's good. But it's nothing compared to XRP's 1,000%, right? That's a much, much higher gain. And that's just bottom to top, right? That's not even getting into new price discovery or anything like that. That's just back to old all-time highs. Now, we could even take a look at XLM. Let's look at XLM. We take this, if you bought today, right, or right about like 8.5 cents and went back up to all-time high, this on this chart, it's only giving us about 50 cents. But if we look on CoinGecko will tell you that the all-time high was about 80 cents. So if we bring this up to about 80 cents, it's 858%, right? So still a much better gain than Ethereum. But while it is a much better gain than Ethereum, we also have to keep in mind that it's still less than XRP, right? So if you look at purely from an ROI standpoint, we can see that if we put our money into XRP today, we have a much better chance of making a larger gain than any of the other two coins I showed you, right? Ethereum, XLM, but it's going to hold true for most other cryptocurrencies as well, right? Like Bitcoin, we can expect not only XRP to outperform Bitcoin, but Ethereum, XLM, right? A lot of altcoins are going to do a much bigger gain than Bitcoin is, right? Just because Bitcoin has a lot more money in it. A lot of these altcoins, they just have smaller market caps, so they can be moved much easier. So the profit potential on XRP, just from bottom to top, is really huge, and on XLM as well, right? XLM is only about 150% off. So you have huge gains on XLM. And let's say on Ethereum, right? Let's say you bought at the very bottom. So you got like a $80 Ethereum about, and that to the top right there, that is, I can't see my numbers, so that's about 1,500%. But what about XRP? What if you bought XRP at the bottom? As we know, XRP didn't hit its true bottom till a little more recently, right? But went down to about, going all the way down to like 11, 12 cents in March. And if you bought there to the top, you're still looking at much, much more, 1,000% more, 2,500%, okay? So we can basically clear up that the profit potential on XRP, just from bottom to all-time high, is much higher every way around than Ethereum, right? Wherever, no matter like where you bought, it's going to be higher. And the other thing as well is that it's been a lot more price action down here in these low levels. So if you were DCAing Ethereum, so say you were DCAing on Ethereum, you're getting some low prices, but you're also getting these legs up. Whereas if you're DCAing on XRP, for the most part, there's not many legs up. When they do go up, it's very quick, very short, not long lived. So for the most part, you're accumulating very, very, very cheap XRP. And we know that when XRP goes up, it likes to just slam up. Like, look at these bars, right? How quickly that it went over just a couple of weeks, how quickly it went and made its all-time high. Now, we can also come over here and take a look at the XRP Rich List. And, you know, I think most of us are probably going to be, you know, down here in this region where the numbers are, you know, the color black, right? These blue numbers are very high amounts of XRP, right? Here we have 400 to 499,000 XRP. I mean, I'm sure maybe some of you guys watching this video have that amount of XRP. However, the vast majority of people most likely do not. Even, you know, 300,000 to 399. You know, most people aren't going to have that. In fact, we can see if you had 100,000 XRP or between 100,000 to 200,000, you're sitting with 10,500 addresses. So not many people. I mean, you think 10,500 people out of a population of, you know, what's our population? 7 billion people. I mean, this is 0.0000001% of a population. We can even see the total number of accounts, right? The total accounts, wallets holding XRP is just 2 million. Again, guys, 2 million out of 7 billion people is absolutely nothing. And 2 million people is, in the grand reality of things, it's absolutely nothing, right? It's basically nobody when you take into account, you know, think about XRP, right? Going to bank the unbanked, everybody having access to a bank, and there's only 2 million people holding XRP, okay? So the upside potential of just say more wallets, more people holding XRP, we have a long ways to go. There's only 2 million wallets with XRP, and people hold multiple wallets, right? So there's probably even less actual people holding XRP. There's probably multiple wallets rather than multiple people. So this number of 2,170,000 in terms of people, it's probably a lot less, because I think me myself, I off the top of my head, I know I have at least 2 or 3 different XRP addresses, and I'm sure you guys have at least 2 different XRP addresses, right? Even if you have a couple hundred on your Coinbase and then you have a couple thousand in your ledger, right? I'm sure you have more than one spot where XRP is just sitting. And if we switch this to by percentage of accounts, we can see the trends and everything. And as we can see from last time when we looked at this, people are still accumulating, right? All of these graphs are on an uptrend. Almost all of these, except for the very top here, is on an uptrend, right? So everybody, pretty much everybody is accumulating. Even the 0.1% here, it looks like they're turning up. They are turning up. The 0.2%, I mean, they're clearly accumulating, and it looks like all of these accounts in the 0.5% to the 10%, I mean, they've been accumulating this entire ride. Here on the 0.01%, we can see it's sliding down. We're not seeing it tick up yet, but as we know, you know, these accounts that hold a balance of this is 20 million XRP. I mean, these are people like Jed McCaleb, like XRP, like things like that. So, you know, as we know, there's some dumping going on. We also know that Ripple is looking to buy XRP off the open market. So I don't think this is going to be downtrending for much longer. And in reality, once all of these are flipping into accumulation, which Ripple has told us they're looking to accumulate XRP by telling us they're buying off the open market, and will continue buying off the open market to create a healthy ecosystem. Well, what's going to happen to price when everybody, including Ripple, is buying, right? And nobody is really selling because there's not much selling pressure. And if you think about it, you know, people have an expectation of XRP to go to crazy prices. So when XRP hits $2, $3, $4, I know most people aren't even interested in selling at those levels. I know some people who don't have any interest in selling XRP at all until we hit like 20 bucks. And it's not just a couple people, but it's a lot of people. A lot of people in the XRP space have been holding XRP for so long, have such a strong belief in it that they're not going to sell themselves early, right? They've already experienced max pain. You can say that people who have held XRP throughout the entirety of this bear market, and even now, they have felt the absolute max pain of a bear market because we've had no runs up, right? We've just done nothing but continuously bleed, not only against the US dollar pair, but also against the Bitcoin pair, the Ethereum pair. XRP has basically just continued to bleed no matter what you value against it. But as of right now, guys, if we zoom in a little bit, right, we can see that things look a little boring. But if you look at the technicals, you look at the chart, as we can see, we made our bottom right here, right? That was our pandemic crash bottom. And from there, we have basically recovered I mean, what more could you ask for in terms of recovery, right? So this line here is basically our support line. Unless we come under this line and start trading underneath it, I don't think we're going to continue making lower lows and lower highs, right? If we're holding this as support, especially if XRP goes on from here, right? Today we're trading at 26.5 cents. If this candle decides to shoot up, right, just like XRP loves to do, look at this candle, look at this recent candle. When XRP moves up, it just moves. It doesn't go slow. It just moves, and then it bleeds and retraces, and then it does another big move. So if this decides to move again, I think we can almost completely cancel out that XRP is going to drop under this support line here, because there's just too much bullish momentum at this point, right? Look at the price of Bitcoin. You look at what Ethereum's doing. You look at all these other crypto projects is doing, and not only that, but you also compound the news. You compound the PayPal news, along with the institutional investors getting into the space. Why is XRP not going to go up, right? As we know, XRP loves to bleed, right? It bleeds, but then when it pumps and it flies hard. So if you've been holding XRP and you've been getting pretty discouraged, then just remember that from where we are here, assuming you've been buying at these low prices, and I know some of you have been buying even lower, just back to old all-time high, you're getting over a 1,000% gain. So just keep that in mind, guys. You can't really get that with any other large cap coin. So really, if you're holding XRP and you've been buying at these low levels, consider yourself extremely lucky, because most people getting in now will never have the opportunity to buy a super cheap XRP, right? Like the possibilities of XRP going back to 11 cents are very, very low, right? Especially if we don't come back below the support line, it's probably not going to happen. And remember that when we were down here, and even all the time through here, all of this sideways trading, people were expecting about a 3 cent. I saw a 3 to 6 cent XRP. That was the targets, and it looks like that target is not happening. And I don't think anybody is really waiting for it anymore. I don't hear anybody talking about a 3 cent XRP anymore. So again, unless we break below the support, I don't think we're going to continue making lower lows and lower highs. I think this is basically the point, guys, right? Ethereum is either going to go up and altcoins are going to follow and Bitcoin's going to relax and we're going to confirm a bull market, or everything that we've been working towards is basically a lie. Bitcoin and crypto adoption has been nothing but a farce, and all of this is going to zero, right? And I think we all of us here, I think we all know what is the more likely thing to happen, right? With PayPal listing cryptocurrencies, banks having crypto custodial services, I think we know the direction that we're heading. With that said, guys, that is the video for today. If you enjoyed it, make sure you drop it a like and hit the subscribe and bell button. You'll be notified every single day when I upload a video like this. Also, make sure if you guys are holding, whether it's XRP, XLM, Ethereum, anything, make sure you're storing it on a cold storage. Don't store it on an exchange. I recommend Ledger. They have a sale right now. You can get a Ledger backup pack, which gives you an S and an X for $149. Get your coins off the exchanges because they do go down, right? And yes, exchanges don't go down all the time. When they go down is when you need them the most, right? When you want to sell or when you want to buy, because prices have either shot into the upside or are falling to the downside, that's when your exchange is down. So when you need it most, they usually go down. However, if you are in control of your own crypto, if you are your own bank, whether you have a Ledger or Trezor, you can move your crypto around and you can move it to other exchanges that are up. So there's a link in the description if you want to grab one. With that said, hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll see you all on the next video.